Today, we're going to compare the Capital One Savor One with the Amex Gold card and see why the Savor One could be the better choice for you. When it comes to dining and grocery store credit cards, the Savor One and Gold card usually squeeze their way into the conversation. Of course, both cards are excellent at what they do, except one card has no annual fee while the other has a $250 annual fee. They both offer different benefits and credits, but at the core, do the same thing. We're going to find out today which card is better at its job than the other. But more importantly, I want to show you that a no annual fee card could be the more valuable choice for you. Before we get started, I personally have the Amex Gold card and I love it. It's not perfect, as we will discuss in this video, but it's pretty damn good for what I use it for. I even made a video about my opinion of the card after having it for 2 whole years. Although I do not own the Capital One Savor One, I know that it could be the better dining and grocery credit card for a lot of you watching. Here's why. If we take a look at how these cards earn points, they have a very similar reward structure. The Amex Gold earns 4x on restaurants worldwide, 4x at US supermarkets up to $25,000 in purchases per year, and then 3x on flights booked directly or through Amex. The Savor One earns unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and grocery store purchases. Right off the bat, 3 things stand out to me between the two cards' reward multipliers. Number 1, the Savor One has more reward categories. Number 2, the Gold card earns you slightly more points on dining and grocery store purchases. And number 3, the Savor One will earn you unlimited cash back no matter how much you spend on that card. Of course, the Gold card has a flight reward category as well, but personally, I would not describe that card as a travel credit card. As a matter of fact, technically, the Savor One earns you 5% back on hotel and rental car purchases made through the Capital One travel portal and 8% cash back on Capital One entertainment purchases. But I don't really want to talk about the travel multipliers on either of these cards. I do want to talk about the difference between earning 3x or 4x back on dining and groceries and how big of a difference that can be. But before I do that, let's cover what purchases count as a grocery store or restaurant purchase so that you can make sure to earn the most rewards you can and not just 1%. For the Amex Gold card restaurant category, it's pretty flexible, so most restaurants worldwide will earn you 4x points. There are some one-off exceptions where that particular restaurant will have the wrong merchant code or something like that. Or sometimes a restaurant inside of a hotel, casino, or another establishment might not code as a restaurant purchase either. But for the most part, you shouldn't have any problems. Whether you are getting cotton candy ice cream at Baskin-Robbins or a strawberries wild smoothie with whey protein at Jamba Juice, you're earning 4x points. I could vouch for both because that's exactly what I order from both of those places. And a real quick tip about that whey protein thing at Jamba Juice is that I don't do it just for the gains, okay? Like, let's be honest, I have enough of those already. I actually add the whey protein because it makes the smoothie thicker, because I'm a thick smoothie lover. I don't want to pay $8 for a watery smoothie. If I wanted a watery smoothie, I would go to the grocery store myself, buy the ingredients, and earn 4x points with my Gold card. However, places like Target, Walmart, Costco, etc. will not earn 4x back. And of course, the Gold card caps you at earning 4x points on the first $25,000 in grocery store purchases in a calendar year. You know what doesn't cap you? The Capital One Savor One. You will earn unlimited 3% cash back on most of your restaurant and grocery store spend. Yes, I say most because there are still certain limitations. For the Savor One, both the grocery store and restaurant category, it's pretty much as wide open as the Amex Gold cards categories. One big difference, however, is that I believe the Savor One will earn you the same 3% cash back on worldwide grocery stores as well, whereas the Amex Gold card gives you 4x points only within the United States. I did look it up, but have not 100% confirmed this yet, so if you know the right answer, please let me know down below. And for everyone else clicking down to read the answer, make sure to also click the subscribe button on your way down there. An important detail to note is that the Capital One Savor One Also has no foreign transaction fees, just like the Amex Gold card, even though it's a no annual fee credit card. Now that we covered the reward categories in great detail, I want to show you which card will earn the most points from your purchases. Obviously, the 4x multiplier on the Gold card is bigger than the 3x multiplier on the Savor One, but the Gold card also has a $250 annual fee that we need to account for. In order to break even on the Gold card, you would need to spend $6,250 in combined restaurant and grocery store purchases. That would then give you 25,000 points, which I conservatively valued at a 1 cent per point value to get to the $250 annual fee break-even spend. And now I know what you're thinking. What about the Savor One? Well, that card has no annual fee to justify. But if you put that same $6,250 in spend on the Savor One, you would end up with 18,750 Capital One cashback rewards, a $187 value. Yes, the Amex Gold earned you more points, but you spent that much just to break even. Whereas with the Capital One Savor One, as soon as you use that card, you are receiving positive value. So let's say, for example, you wanted to earn the same $187 of positive value with the Gold card, you would have to spend another $4,675 with the 4x reward multipliers. That $4,675 worth of spend would give you 18,700 Amex points, which is a $187 value. What this means is if you wanted to earn $187 of positive value from both cards, you would need to spend at minimum $6,250 with the Savor One and $10,925 with the Amex Gold. Plus, with the Savor One, you could earn 3% on entertainment and streaming services as well. Your highest reward category is not limited to just dining and grocery purchases like with the Amex Gold card. At this point, the Capital One Savor One may seem like the obvious choice here, but there are two things that actually favor the case for the Amex Gold card. The first is that American Express points are valued slightly higher than Capital One Miles or Capital One Cashback rewards. And to receive those higher point valuations, you usually have to redeem your credit card points by transferring them to a travel partner. And Amex may have better travel transfer partners for you than Capital One does. Also, with just the Amex Gold card, you could start to transfer your Amex points to a travel partner. However, with the Savor One, you actually need another Capital One card in order to be able to transfer your Capital One cashback rewards to a travel partner. The other Capital One card needs to be a part of their venture card lineup. All of these factors can alter the point valuations that I just used to calculate the spending break-even points of both cards. The second factor that could favor the Amex Gold card is its benefits and credits. More specifically, the Amex Gold comes with $240 worth of annual credits. Those credits come in the form of a $120 Uber Cash credit and $120 of select dining credit. And this is where most of the annual fee is justified. Both credits are broken down into $10 increments every month. The Uber Cash credit is automatically added to your Uber account every month once you add your Gold card to your account. The dining credit is given to you as a statement credit after you dine at one of these select establishments. Make sure to use both credits every month because they do not roll over. A quick tip about the dining credit is to make sure that your transaction posts to your Amex account during the month you want to use the credit. If you're trying to use the March credit, the transaction must post in March. Do not wait towards the last day of the month because you'll end up using the next month's dining credit by accident. But if you are able to use both credits every month for the entire year, you could bring the effective annual fee of the Gold card to just $10 a year. And with a much lower effective annual fee, you could spend less to make up that remaining $10 in points. You would need to spend just $250 to be exact, which is kind of ironic because that's the annual fee amount. This is a big deal because without the credits, you had to spend at least $6,250 to break even on the Gold card. Now, if you use the annual credits, you just need to spend at least $250 to break even. Overall, this makes the Gold card a much better competitor for the Capital One Savor One. And actually, there's one more reason which favors the Amex Gold over the Savor One. The Gold card usually comes with a 60,000 point sign-up bonus and often has targeted 75,000 and 90,000 elevated offers. Those would be worth at least $600, $750, and $900 respectively. On the other hand, the Savor One has a pretty much fixed sign-up bonus of just $200. But again, it's a no annual fee credit card, so you can't really complain about a sign-up bonus of that size. Because sometimes size doesn't matter. Right, guys? I think the first question you should ask yourself if you're thinking about these two cards is, are you going to use those credits on the gold card? If not, I think the Savor One would be a much better fit. But if you are going to use those credits, then the Amex Gold and Savor One is a much closer battle. Yes, the Amex Gold has a higher reward multiplier and can earn you more points. At the same time, it has a $250 annual fee, credits that you need to keep track of, and the supermarket reward category is capped. The Capital One Savor One is definitely the simpler card to use and has no annual fee. But how are you going to redeem your credit card points? Will you settle for cash back? Or do you want the ability to transfer points to a travel partner and get the most value from your spend? Because if you want the latter, you'll need another Capital One card in your setup. Whereas again with the Amex Gold, that's the only card you would need to do that. If you want to hear why I went with the Amex Gold and how my experience was after having it for 2 years, watch this video here. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots.